Welcome. This isn't your average movie podcast. We go where no man has gone before.
You know what I'm craving? A little perspective.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Say something, goddammit! You're on television! You're live to the whole world!
Join us as we review movies new and old. You're tuned into Lupo's Cinema Symposium.
It would be funny if we did like a whole pod and like didn't get any of it.
Unfortunately,
At the end,
I
actually
feel
didn't hit
like
it.
we will hit that point eventually, but not today. I see it going. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Lupo's Cinema Symposium. I am your host, Lupo, aka Jimbo, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Christian and Rob. Guys, it's been a little bit. How you guys doing?
I am well, thank you, Jimmy.
I'm doing great.
Good. I'm glad to see everybody is bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Now, we seen a movie, right?
We did.
Do you want to tell us about it, Christian?
Yeah. We watched a movie.
What
Sometimes
if it just ended? What if the podcast just ended there?
we watched the movie. We watched the movie. Sometimes there's a movie, and it's movie for its place in time. Sometimes there's a movie. I didn't write anything.
The way I kept thinking, like, okay, he's gonna. I kept being like, okay, but now he's serious. But okay, wait. I kept biting onto the bait.
Well, okay.
Sometimes there's a man. No, I forgot to write something.
It's all right. Do you just want to go off the bean, or do you want me to take over here?
You know what, Jimmy? Why don't you take this one? I dropped the ball.
Go. Boom. No, you didn't drop the ball. You just stumbled. You fumbled. But the ball is still in your hands. You can run with it.
I like that.
We watched The Departed.
Good job, Robbie.
I think that's all. They get the idea.
Yeah, the people get it.
They get the idea. Martin Scorsese, Matt Damon, Leo,
Yeah.
The Departed.
Martin Sheen, Jack Nicholson.
The Departed.
Really, one of the first movies to broadcast the Boston accent to the world.
You think so?
I don't think that. I don't know if that's true.
Well, to me, that's the first time I've really experienced a hardcore Boston accent. But
I'll have more to say on that.
Well, okay, normally when we do our intro here, we hit everybody with the ratings. Let's get it out of the way. I know I'm usually the one that always has the interesting rating. I'm here to confirm and declare that, no, I actually really enjoyed this movie, and it is a 4 out of 5 masterpiece. I really enjoyed the movie, all the twists and turns. What do you guys got?
I also 4 out of 5, but I think we're gonna find our 4 out of 5s are different.
Yeah.
I hate being like the third one because I always when I go third and it's all the same, I feel like fucking Randy Jackson. Like it doesn't matter what I say. Like, we're going to Hollywood because I also give this 4 out of 5.
I mean, I think it's like.
That's where it lies.
It's a good movie. I mean, it's hard to deny. Like, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna find they're different. They're different. I mean, a rating is just a rating, but like, there's more in depth.
How does it make you
feel?
It,
So, like, I guess if it's me, like, I do think this is sort of like the normie Scorsese movie, other than like Wolf of Wall Street. That's kind of the same vein. So I would say that's probably maybe a tad better. they're like the normie Scorsese movies. So like they're good, but like I feel like they're best when you haven't seen any of his movies, and then once you see all his movies and you go back and watch this, it's kind of like it's a little like I don't know. It's obviously it's still great. I still really like it, but it's nothing. It's not my. I don't even know if it would be in my top 5 or like it's not his best of like even the 2000s. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I generally agree with that. It's not in my top 5 at all, but I do think it's one of my favorite written Scorsese movies.
Yeah,
I
mean,
really like the script
yeah.
of this movie. I think that's where the strength is. More than anything, it's just a really inventive way to tell a story. But like when it comes to his filmmaking, this doesn't stand out to me as one of the better ones.
So
If that makes sense.
This is actually my first Martin Scorsese film that I at least remember. What other movies has he done?
Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, Wolf of Wall Street,
Mean Streets,
Shutter Island,
Last Temptation of
Yeah, no, I think this is my first.
Goodfellas,
Maybe Shutter Island.
Oh yeah, Goodfellas.
Oh,
that's
we
a
do?
big
Okay,
one.
so
Goodfellas is a big one.
Casino.
Is it the one with Royale?
Goodfellas is the one everyone sees first. No, that's Pulp Fiction.
Oh, then I haven't seen Goodfellas.
This is like the second podcast where you've mistaken another movie for Pulp Fiction.
Eventually,
I guess
we'll get there. You know,
we'll have to watch Pulp Fiction at some point.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen Pulp Fiction.
I don't think you have.
He has.
Yeah, because they do the scene with the. Oh, anyway. So this is my first, I guess, movie that I've seen of Mr. Scorsese, and you know, I am pretty dumb when it comes to like recognizing actors from a lot of stuff, but when you have like such a star-studded cast, it's kind of hard to ignore. Produced by Brad Pitt. That was kind of cool to look at. The movie itself, I kind of did. So I started doing I started putting in the work, if you will, for this podcast. So I have my little like sheet here of like my thoughts as the movie's going on, and then I sat there because I think it was like 1:30 in the morning on a Tuesday that I decided to like watch this. So I'm sitting here with like this like fog of drowsiness going over me as I'm writing this like 2-paragraph like review of the movie. And I just remember having like a really good time watching the movie. It's 2 hours and 31 minutes, but it really doesn't feel like that because the way that the movie kind of flows, it's very entertaining throughout. Like, even though there are some scenes of like action and stuff, even like the bits and pieces where the characters on both sides, like the cop that's undercover for the bad guy and the bad guy, or the cop that's undercover for the good guys, those little like bits where they almost get caught every time, I personally found them very enjoying. I enjoyed them very much. Like
I found them very enjoying.
Yes.
Wow.
Brain go boing boing. So it was a very good movie, and not to, you know, we're probably gonna circle jerk for about another half hour to 45 minutes about this movie, but yeah, it just hit my buttons.
I think I will have a fresh amount of negativity, even though I really like the movie. I think because it's a movie I've seen a bunch, like every time I watch it, I don't know that I like it less. It's just like I find more things and I'm like, I don't really love that. But just so you know, Jimmy, because this is a thing a lot of people say, this is basically a like not exact, but it's very similar remake of is it a Hong Kong movie or something? It's an Asian movie.
Yeah, they
called
like
Infernal
redid
Affairs.
it.
Yeah, it's like the exact same thing almost.
Did you
and
watch
a lot
that?
of people say, yes, I have. A lot of people say that one is better and that this is like the watered down version. But I will say, after watching it, I kind of don't agree with that. I think this is better than Infernal Affairs. So I just want to put that on record. Like, even though I don't love this movie, I think like it's or no, I do. I don't want to say I don't love it, but like there are things I don't like about it. I still think it's like really, really good and like one of the best movies of the 2000s. And I think like Christian's talking about the writing. I think I like how it deals with like it is interesting how it like the dichotomy of like how you're following the police and the criminals at the same time, and like they really build the tension really well. Like as you're getting these, basically the whole time you're really the character you really care about is Leo. Like you don't want him to get caught and like die and all that. So like I think all that tension really works, but I felt you said you liked the script. I felt it was good until the end, and I think a lot of the ending is really kind of it's written like doesn't always make sense. I feel like I like the ending with Mark Wahlberg, but I don't love the end, like the entire climax on the whole. You know, so.
Well, I want to get into
I don't know, like, yeah.
I want to get into some of this. I will say one thing before I do that. Jimmy, you said this movie went quickly for you, and maybe it's because I've seen it. No, go ahead.
I just meant more like as in like it never like you know how some movies like There Will Be Blood, it's like 3 hours, and sometimes it does feel like it's 3 hours. You know, this is 2.5 hours for me. I have the attention span of a goldfish, so. You know,
so you were interested, yeah. I understand that. I mean, maybe it is because I've seen this movie so many fucking times. It feels 6 hours long.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel that. I felt it felt like 2 hours and 30 minutes for me. I mean, it didn't feel quick to me, but it didn't feel like.
You know what though? When you're watching it, like, there's nothing. I don't think there's any like grievous mistakes with the pacing of it. But to me, it just feels long, which is not a bad thing. It's not like a long where I'm like, I just want this to be over. I'm just like, wow, I've been watching a movie for a long time, kind of long. I don't know if that makes sense.
So while I agree, I don't think the pace is necessarily a problem.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No. But listen. So the more I've watched it, like I agree with you. I think like the pace is good, but I think the more I've watched it, I have noticed like one of my things that keeps me from really like loving this movie is it feels like, it almost feels like you're skipping, you're missing scenes. You know, like they're giving you the enough to push the plot forward, but like you're missing these moments of like that There Will Be Blood has it, like where, you know, just character moments where you kind of sit with the characters and like, you know, it might like establish an emotion or like whatever. I feel like that's missing from this movie, and I think it hurts it a little bit. So while it's good for like what Jimmy's saying, like it's not, it's a brisk 2 hours 30 minutes for the most part. I think it hurts like the movie on the whole because of that personally. But like again, I'm gonna we all know this is a good movie, so I just want to say that like I'm gonna criticize it a little bit, but it is a good movie. So
fair.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get into like some of the specifics of the movie. Like I don't know. I'm really interested in Jimmy's reactions for the most part, like what he thought of the dynamic between Leo and Matt that the script kind of has. I don't know, Jimmy. What are your thoughts?
I liked their dynamic. I like how they were kind of like unaware of each other. They were just kind of like the setup in the beginning is that they just kind of like, you know, introduced to the plot. They're there. Then they slowly become like aware of each other. Like they are aware of the idea of each other. And then they actually become like aware of each other. Like that scene when, he finally like comes into the police station, and then he like figures out that he like at first they were like kind of cordial or whatever, and he's about to leave, and then he finds the file with everybody's name and all that, and he figures out that he was like the inside guy.
The social
kinda,
security
like-
numbers, right?
Yeah, that starts the catalyst for like the ending part of the movie.
That always bothered me that they didn't give him a different social security number. It always bothered me. Like, you don't think Jack
Can they
Nicholson?
do that?
Like, yeah, it's the
Yeah,
fucking
Because
FBI.
you're like an underground, like you're an undercover guy. You're a
Yeah.
whole new life.
So I don't
Um,
know. It always made less sense to me the more I thought about like how deep cover is he supposed to be in if he has the same fucking social security number.
I mean, it's not like the criminals though were like looking up his social.
I guess I don't know.
But yeah,
It's
that
not
could
like a
be like
big
the
deal.
one way it goes down. Like that's how you fuck up.
Like what did you think of like Jack Nicholson?
Oh, I thought he was really good. Like the whole, like every scene that he's in is like really good. And I forget.
He ad libbed a lot of it.
That's great. Did he actually?
Yeah,
Whoa.
Matt Damon tells some really good stories about how he ad libbed it.
I just know, like I even wrote down. So I had like when I was watching the movie, I had like my little like I basically put like one-liners throughout the movie, and my one that I wrote
fell
down
funny?
was yeah, that was one in quotes. She fell funny, but the one that I did write for his thing, I said every scene with Jack Nicholson is great. I have a lot of like little one-liners, like like there's cucking and lesbian porn. Like when he's texting, when they're doing the what do you call it? Matt Damon's character is like texting the cell phone to tell everybody to turn off their phones when they're doing the deal. I said if somebody's looking at him, it probably just looks like he's jerking off in his in his pants right there.
Dude, you gotta have some skill to text in your pocket like that. That's pretty impressive.
Honestly, it does. So unfortunately, my parents are technologically illiterate. So when everybody else had iPhones in high school, I was rocking a flip phone. And
Yeah, I think I heard one till like 8th grade, maybe.
yeah, I started 10th grade with a fucking flip phone. So you get proficient in texting like that. But it is very well. The other thing too is, at least with mine, it made like a small noise when you would text. So if it was me, I would have got caught. That's how I get caught. But
What did you think? Like, and here's my last question. What did you think of the ending? Like the ending?
the actual like so when they actually open up the elevator and Leo gets shot in the face, I was like, oh fuck. I was like, oh, what? Like I actually like I was like, oh, what's gonna happen now? And then he ends up killing like everybody, and then the actual ending.
Where
I
Mark
thought
Wahlberg.
he just gets fucking pieced up in it was his apartment, right? Like his new apartment that he bought.
Yeah.
And then like the rat, because I did enjoy the rat motif like throughout the movie. So I thought that was like a nice, like I started picking up on that theme or motif or whatever you want to call it. So I thought that was a nice piece at the end to really wrap everything up.
I think that is one of the positives of the movie. Like it's refreshing that they just were not afraid to just kill like anybody. Like they just got, which the Infernal's Affairs is kind of like that too. But like I think it does deserve credit for like just being like shirking the American thing, where like the
Everybody
leading
has, like,
man
a happy ending or
is
whatever.
protected. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So I think if there's one thing that makes this movie like an all-time memorable movie, I think that's one of the things.
That's what I said. I said the ending that M. Night like thinks that he writes.
All right, I have so much to say, but I'm not gonna get caught in the M Night trap.
I'll say one other thing real quick that I didn't like, and this is probably my biggest criticism with the movie, which isn't a huge criticism. It's just kind of annoying, I would say. I didn't think any of the romance stuff for either character worked at all. Like I thought it was all just sort of a waste of time. And I felt like because the movie feels like it's we were talking about the pacing. Felt like the movie really knew the pace it wanted to go, and for the most part, like it did that. And then you would hit those scenes, and it was like you're on the highway and you're going 80, and then all of a sudden you just
Speedball.
like slam on your brakes, and it's like, oh, and now I'm in a traffic jam.
I had issues with it too, but different.
Yeah.
issues.
So I just felt, and I didn't feel like they had chemistry. I think the woman is I don't know her name. The
Vera
actress is,
Farmiga.
yeah, I think she's good, but I just didn't feel like I didn't necessarily feel like any of those characters had chemistry at all. Like, I don't know. It just felt like I get why it's there, but I don't think it was executed well. That's all.
My main
So-
problem with it is it doesn't ever build enough tension that they're dating the same woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they have a scene right where they're at the house, and is it Leo that like shows up out of nowhere?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really. It never pays off.
No.
Like you think like you're building up to like that's how they become aware of each other.
The only reason it's in there is so they can explain how Mark Wahlberg found out about like who Matt Damon was. That's all. The only reason it's there.
Have you ever heard the theory that Mark Wahlberg was actually working for Jack Nicholson?
No, but that's very funny.
It almost works. Like it's a fun idea,
Yeah.
but like if you watch it like a second or third time, you're like, it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
So here's something that I've been thinking about when it comes to the movie. So if Jack Nicholson's character is an FBI informant, like
Who the fuck is he informing on?
yeah, or like what's the point of the movie? Because you have a government like informant that is like they know what he's doing, but you don't tell the cops who are then like going in and trying to like take this guy down. But if he's informing them already, he's serving his purpose.
I think the sad truth is that this happens a lot. It's just like a
I think it,
miscommunication of branches of
Yeah.
No,
like I was
different.
never confused about that. I was just always confused as I guess he's informing on like the foreign mobs he deals with because like he is the boss of his organization. He's not informing on himself.
Oh yeah, because he does he fucks over the Chinese because they were fake chips, right? In the end.
Yeah, the microchips.
I think of it like the same way as like American Made, like the Tom Cruise movie, except that's the CIA, but like they want to control, it's a way they look at it like if they're in control of it.
He's on a short leash.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I like the idea that he's an informant. I think it makes the movie a little bit more interesting.
yeah, I do too. I agree. I like how Martin Sheen kind of they work well. I mean, Matt Damon and Leo do too, but like I like that Martin Sheen and Jack Nicholson specifically are like alternates. Like they contrast each other really well.
I fucking love every line Marky Mark has in this movie. To be honest with you.
Yeah, he's so funny. He is definitely the highlight of the movie.
So ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid.
That's why it's kind of awesome that like he ends up being like the he's like a dick the whole movie. But,
yeah,
he's a dick the whole movie, but like at the end of the day, he's just a cop who like cares about his fellow cops and like wants to fucking get the guys that killed them.
I'm glad they didn't give him like more story though. Like I think it's perfect.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the movie is like, I think it's like on the positive side, it's like very poetic how certain people come to an end. I think it handles all that stuff really well. I think I did. So the thing that always bothered me is when Leo finds out Matt Damon is like a bad guy. He's in the police station and he leaves to call Matt Damon to have him meet him on a roof. Like, why don't you just go to the other cop? You're in the police station. He can't kill you in the police station. Like I just that always bothered me. I don't really I never understood why, like, what the thought process there was, other than to just find a way for him to die.
Hmm.
And it does kind of mirror, I think, in Infernal Affairs. I think the guy, like, they have that rooftop scene, the same thing. So it's like they're kind of recreating it. But I mean, that movie's interesting. I think this has more going on thematically.
I haven't seen Infernal
like,
Affairs in years.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, visually that movie's really cool and it still has twists and turns, but this felt like it had more going on, like, thematically and like with class and like just how it deals with that stuff. Like, Leo's like constantly, the whole thing is he's trying to build himself up out of like the dirt, and he's like doing the shitty job nobody wants to do. And Mark Wahlberg actually like tells him, like, basically, no matter what he does, like, you're like nothing. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Leo, like, establishing his street cred, the first scene where he goes to the bar and is drinking cranberry juice.
Yeah.
His reaction makes me laugh every fucking time when the dude's like, "What are you on your fucking period?" Just the way Leo laughs and then beats the shit out of him.
I do think this is probably like peak Leo, because it's really he wasn't to the point where he was like, the biggest guy ever in the world, but he also was like, he was kind of like in his prime. Like, he was really, really good in this movie. Matt Damon is very, very much just okay. This is a just okay.
It's very Matt
movie.
Damon.
Yeah, and like, there are movies I really like Matt Damon in, but this one, it's not that I don't like him. This one is not one I really love.
We've only watched stinky Matt Damon performances so far.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we haven't watched the good ones.
I enjoy Leo's character I enjoy the way Leo's character is written more than I enjoy how Matt Damon's character is written. I like the Leo scenes a lot more, and I don't think it's just performance. I think they're written better.
That's what
I said.
I said I like Leo's acting more than Matt's, because his plot is more #raw and real. That's what I wrote down.
Well, the thing that's interesting about Matt Damon is, like, I had thought something about this. It was like, they kept saying that Leo was like pretending to be a cop, but literally that's what Matt Damon is doing the whole time. Like, Leo is,
There's layers to it.
It just really worked. That's why I say, I think thematically that is where this movie, like, excels. Whereas, like, when I really look at it, like, microscopically, that's when I kind of find stuff I don't love. But, like, on the whole, like, if you just look at the movie, like, in a macro level, it's just, everything just works really well. I mean, it's Martin Scorsese, so, like, he knows what he's doing, bro.
And that's why I say it's probably one of my favorite Scorsese scripts, or screenplays, or what have you. But it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah,
because it's not just like, I mean, his movies are typically, like, I guess, character studies, you could say.
Yeah, definitely, I would say
this is a little outside that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's less. I think a lot of his. Yeah, you follow one person, and that's like, and yeah, this is more like the story. It's not. Yeah, exactly. I think you put it best. Yeah, he does a lot of character studies, and this is more like, plot. Plot driven. Like, even Wolf of Wall Street, I'm thinking, like, you're really looking at this guy and, like, investigating this guy's, like, character versus this. You're like looking at like this community more so, and like it's just it's different.
I think it's also one of the few Scorsese films that's not based on a book.
It's based off a dream.
Well, I mean, technically, it's. I mean, if you want to say it's based on the other movie,
Yeah, no,
so
yeah.
it's still not, original.
No, and I don't know if I want to see an original Scorsese written script.
No, I mean, if
Just
this is
really
what he
well,
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody is. I think that's another thing. Like, not everybody is, the type of person to do original stuff. Like, I think it's okay. Like, a lot of adapted stuff is like just as good as original stuff.
Actually, I don't know about his earlier stuff. Like, I don't know if Mean Streets or Taxi Driver was him
Well,
alone.
Taxi Driver is Paul Schrader, so that's probably original.
That's yeah.
Um,
This was not Paul Schrader.
Mean
I
Streets, I don't know.
can't remember who did it though.
I can look it up real quick while you guys. It was William Monahan. He did Kingdom of Heaven, Body of Lies, Edge of Darkness.
I think I've seen one of those.
I haven't seen any of them actually. Original. Oh yeah, that's for the Infernal Affairs. It lists the original writers as the Infernal Affairs writers.
I mean, this movie, it's hard to like nitpick this movie so a lot because it really is just a fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it. I think it's like sort of set the standard for like the second half of his career. I guess you want to say Scorsese, like, because I feel like at this point, like, what are you? They're over 10 years from Goodfellas.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a reinvention of himself, and like it's definitely his most commercial movie. Well, up to that point, at least. So it kind of like, I don't know, broadened his horizon. So for that alone, I think it's like it's a great thing. We only got more Scorsese because of this movie. So, yeah, I'm trying to think what else came out in the '90s.
He has. I mean, he's still Casino. Casino would be like.
Yeah, Casino would be the one in between, which that was kind of mixed, if I remember.
Casino was his attempt at Wolf of Wall Street before he knew what Wolf of Wall Street was.
Oh, I got it here. Okay, so we do have some weird ones, like we're Bringing Out the Dead with Nick Cage. You have Cape Fear in between. But Gangs in New York, that was also a big one. So that's like 1998. Or no, I'm sorry, 2002. So that's 3 years before. 4 years before. And then you had The Aviator. So, I mean, but none of those are as big as The Departed would end up being.
I mean, a lot of people like Gangs in New York, but
yeah.
I would put them in the same category for like one thing, which is like these are both like if they're movies on TV, I would probably watch some of it. Like that's how I've always felt about The Departed. It's a TV movie. It's on all the time. You're like, yeah, I'll sit down and watch this. Fuck yeah.
It's easy to watch for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Jim, was there anything like other than Leo dying, like anything else that like really caught you off guard about it?
When Jack Nicholson, when they're in the porn theater and he's got the penis.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
That was #unexpected.
Yeah.
I
was
kind of surprised when they kind of cuts to when they what do you call it? The bad guys start to figure out who the mole is because he's meeting with the police chief at the building, and when they first like get there, like the bad guys are like coming out the building. Leo like splits off and he's like, "Don't worry, kid. Like I'll figure out how to get out of this." And then he fucking cues to him getting thrown off the fucking roof. That was obviously pretty surprising. A lot of this. So like, wouldn't say it's really surprising, but it's just like something that I noticed. Um, Never mind. It's gonna make me sound stupid.
Say it anyway.
What? Just say it, man.
Well, I was gonna say like there's like a theme of like religious music playing, and then it just suddenly cuts off. Like it's really not really like a theme, but it's just something that happens multiple times throughout the movie, and I really didn't know if it like meant anything.
I don't know. You never know. That could mean you could have. Not necessarily that it's like means something, but it could have been purposeful. I don't know.
Yeah, and
I
it
didn't
was-
notice
They
that.
did like the James Bond camera angle thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the down the barrel gun.
Yeah, that's super cool. But yeah, other than that, nothing really like There's obviously good parts of the movie that everybody probably remembers when they think of the movie, but nothing too like.
I mean, my favorite scene is where DiCaprio and Damon are like just barely not interacting. Like it's after the porn theater, he's following them.
Yeah.
And like I think that that scene's so tense. It's like, and that's the scene I always think of with this movie. It's like that's what this movie does at its best. Like it plays this kind of cat and mouse game and holds tension really well. So yeah, I mean, I really like that. There's a scene I wrote down that I really liked. I never noticed it before. There's a scene where Nicholson says to DiCaprio, and he's talking about his dad, and he says something, and it ties into the themes of the movie. But he basically tells him like, I don't remember if he said he didn't like him or like he felt like he couldn't do anything with his dad because his dad never cared about money, and he said you can't do anything with a man who doesn't want money.
Yeah.
But then later in the movie, Nicholson reveals like he actually says the words, he hasn't needed money since like the 4th grade when he was like stealing milk money or whatever he said. But like he's saying DiCaprio's dad was the guy who he's like he also doesn't want money. So like I just thought that was interesting. It's like kind of how they play with this these ideas of like I don't know, just when you have it's playing with like the class and like working your way up and like what's important. Like I think I don't know. I thought he felt like DiCaprio's dad was dangerous because he didn't want money. It wasn't like what he also ended up being dangerous. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if I can necessarily explain it the way I want to right now, but
What the fuck are you talking about?
you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I get you.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. And then I think I saw a tweet after I watched the movie that I was like, "Oh, that's funny." And it made me like think of the movie. It's from Seinfeld. He says, he says, "I always see cops walk around with nothing to do. Grab a broom." That's what I kept thinking. Like, I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm retarded right now. I can't fucking talk.
It's okay.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm fucking. I don't know. I'm losing my thoughts,
While you
bro.
recover, I'm gonna do some fun facts about the ratings. So, we were pretty close with everybody else. IMDb has it at an 8.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gives it certified fresh, 91%, and Letterboxd, the service that we value oh so most, has given the movie a 4.3 out of 5. By the way, speaking of, make sure to follow us on all of the social medias, the Real Pod Network, the other various shows we got going on, and make sure to hit up our letterboxes. Mine's in the description. Your guys is, say it, please.
At Rob Brett.
There you go.
At Skip Sparky.
Yes. So, as you were saying,
Who?
I
You.
thought you were.
Me?
I thought you were getting.
No, I was talking about the meme, but it's not even.
Okay.
It's irrelevant. I wrote. Sometimes I write things down, bro, and like I try and like
Get him in.
remember what I was, why I wrote it, and then I'm like, I can't.
Well-
I have no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah,
Jimmy, I have a question for you.
that's me.
And are you a cop?
No.
Are you a cop?
No.
Are you a fucking cop?
I started to think of the first Fast and Furious movie. He's a cop. He's a cop. I could probably
never
love
saw
that
it.
movie.
I could not tell you. I know I've seen it. I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
I haven't seen a single one.
Three
Out of,
three Honda
principle.
Civics. Fucking I almost remembered it. I almost remembered he starts yapping about. I love Fast and the Furious. I love the first two.
So who had the best and who had the worst fake Boston accent?
Well, I don't know what a good Boston accent sounds like.
I'll tell you what it doesn't sound like. Martin Sheen.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I fucking
like
love Martin
Leo.
Sheen in
I
this
don't know
movie. His
I don't know
accent's horrible.
Yeah, I agree. Alec Baldwin's is a little over the top too, but his isn't bad. I wouldn't say. It's just he
No.
very much leans into it.
Leo's
I would
is
say
alright.
I like Leo's, even though it's probably I don't know if it's good, but I like it. Like he always does this. He just leans into everything he does, so it's like even if it's like a real, you know, big swing, it's usually fun to watch.
I agree.
And then Matt
just-
Damon is that's just his voice.
I fucking it's so bad. It's like one of my favorite parts of the movie is Martin Sheen's Boston accent.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I didn't notice it. I didn't think it was like it didn't take me out of the movie, but yeah, it's definitely the worst one by far.
Jack Nicholson doesn't try. Smart.
Yeah, he doesn't. I'm trying to think who else.
He's just Jack Nicholson. I mean, I think it's supposed to be a play on Whitey Bulger, right?
I think so.
Who I guess is from Boston, I think.
Boston.
But I think he made the smart move being like, yeah, I'm just going to talk like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. It makes me think of what's the other one that's like the Whitey Bulger story? The
Black Mass?
Irishman?
A Black
Black
Mass.
Mass. There you go. Yeah. I saw that too.
No, the Irishman is the Union guy. What's his name?
Frank. Not Frank.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Frank. I don't know.
Wank. I really like mob movies.
I used to. I feel like a little bit it's like too much. There's too much. And what really made me feel that way is after The Irishman, because that movie was good, but like I still was like, I didn't need this. Yeah, we have too many of these. And that movie was awesome still, but I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think if anybody is allowed to do it, it's
Scorsese.
Scorsese. Yeah.
I don't know. He's old now. He's in that like class of directors that are, getting up there in years. And I'm waiting for his Megalopolis.
I don't think he'll do it. His taste is too good. Also, really, what it is he works with people and people like working for him. That's really what it is. Because then you get good talent around you. Like, I don't know. The director's only as good as like the people around them. I don't know, like I don't want to sidetrack the conversation, but I kind of wanted to ask, like, I know Jimmy hasn't seen a lot, but I was curious, Christian, like, where you rank this in
my
like
Scorsese movies?
And not just that, but also like just since like 2000, let's say, like his second half, also. Like, for me, I would say it's probably 2000s. It's like third, I would say.
Behind
I like The Aviator. I'm a big Aviator guy.
Aviator's a great movie.
Yeah. And then
Are we counting the Bob Dylan movie?
you can if you want.
Not that it really changes anything.
The other one I like a lot is Shutter Island. That might be a hot take, but I like Shutter
No,
Island better than this.
I don't think it's a hot take at all. I like.
Oh, okay.
So you like the Leo movies, though?
Yeah, I do. Except Gangs of New York, I could never get into that movie.
I think it's weaker than The Departed for sure. I really do love Shutter Island. This
And
this might be second for me. No,
Yeah.
it's third. It's third behind Shutter Island and Wolf of Wall Street, I think.
I was gonna say Wolf of Wall Street. I thought about. I think I would put it just behind this, but I could really go either way. I think this is very much
that I've seen so much.
Yeah, this is they're so close to me in quality. I could go either one. But I think those are his best. Yeah, and then Total. It's hard because like as much as I like that he's still like he's making stuff and more people are watching it than ever, and like I'm happy for that, and like the quality is still there, like it's still really good. But like when you compare it to like the first half of his career, it's like not even close. Like
No,
they were way better before. Like and
the one Scorsese movie I don't really like is Casino.
yeah, I'm same way. I don't like it either. But like that's almost like an in between movie. That's like I would say like Goodfellas is like where he starts to.
That's a good point.
That's where like his first half ends, and it starts to be like a middle ground, and then Gangs of New York is the second half. Real when it really starts. Like everything in between there, I feel like I could consider it either way.
I think it's interesting because I think Gangs of New York probably ends up in similar places in our list, but I enjoy that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I just could never get into it. And I never saw Hugo either.
Oh fuck, that counts. I haven't.
Yeah, Hugo. I never saw it.
I never.
But yeah, he has other good movies. But I was curious if we kind of lined up on that.
I think it's similar.
Jim. We gotta show Jim more Scorsese movies.
Yeah, we'll get around to it. There's still plenty more movies to go and experience.
I'm really hoping we show him like fan favorites that he absolutely hates. That would be like that would make me so happy.
I will say I have a really at this point it's like I don't even know. It's just like it happens every time. Like every time I watch a Scorsese movie, I don't like it at first. Yeah, I don't like it at first, and then it grows on me every time. Like of course, like a lot of these I saw when I was a teenager, so I guess it's kind of different. Like maybe I didn't get it, and then I grew up and I kind of got it. But like when I saw Taxi Driver, hated it. When I saw Wolf of Wall Street, hated it. And then like I watched them again, and they grew on me. And now like I love those movies. But it's funny because like bringing it back to The Departed, this is the one movie where I didn't have that. I loved it right away. But like now I'm kind of going the other way. I'm like, I don't like it as much as I thought I did. It's kind of odd, But yeah, I mean, I think his movies are that way. So that's what I like about him. Sometimes they're like they can be unconventional sometimes, in a way that I like. Just in that, like, I found, especially when I was younger, like Taxi Driver, I thought it was like it's easy to like misconstrue like what they're trying to say with it, I feel like. And I like the character investigation of like this guy who's just like a total fucking D-bag, but like not looking at it in like a really
It didn't make you want to shoot Ronald Reagan.
No comment.
Ronald Reagan.
But it made me want to shoot. I don't know. Harvey Keitel.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, I think I like. I don't even know where I was going with that, but I just love Scorsese, man.
They grow
I
on
think,
you.
yeah. That's I guess what it is. It's. I'm glad that he's still kicking, man, and he's still working.
I am too.
This movie got 4 Oscars for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Film Editing.
That's pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie.
That is kind of nuts.
I didn't have the forethought to think about who it beat out. I mean, it's 2006. I don't really know movies in 2006, but you can imagine the competition must have been fierce.
I can't recall off the top of my head.
And then also a little fun fact: it was a budget of $90 million, and it got at the box office $291.5 million.
There we go.
Yeah, you know, some movies they don't be making in the money; they become cult classics later. This one obviously was a hit.
Wow. I'm looking at the list, and now I'm not. I said that's surprising. I don't think that's surprising now.
Read about.
So The Departed won Best Picture.
Uh-huh.
You got Little Miss Sunshine. Surprising, just because it's it's a small movie.
Sure.
I wouldn't have expected that. Yeah, it's a good movie, but that's not the type of movie you expect to get rewarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Then you have Letters from Iwo Jima by Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
The Queen and Babel. Wow. That's
wow. So
that's a pretty brutal list right there. I would say that's one of the worst groups of movies.
Yeah.
Nothing against like The Departed and Little Miss Sunshine, but that's not the strongest list, I guess.
Yeah.
I would say.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. Do we have our? I don't want to cut everybody off, but are we reaching final thought time?
I think so.
Sure.
Cool. I always have a problem sensing, but I'm glad that I called it right. Final thoughts, you guys, on the movie that Departed?
I guess I'll start. Overrated, but very good.
Whoa.
Neither overrated nor underrated. I think it is what it is. I like this movie, and I promise you, I'm not a cop.
Not a cop. Yeah, a very solid movie. As a dude that has not seen any Scorsese films, the way you guys talk about the other movies, I can't wait to watch them as they naturally progress for this podcast. Very good movie. We've said all that there is to say about the movie. We're done glazing. I won't say that it's overrated. I think it's perfectly rated for where it's at. Yeah. So now that was the business, all right? Now we're on to the pleasure. We get to talk about certain things that we've seen and all that. But I think we should introduce a little segment, just a quick little segment for movies that will be coming out as of the time of this recording. So we're doing this Friday. Right now, the current time is 9:11 p.m.
Crazy.
April 11th. So it's 9 with a 9 in there. So make a wish. So the movies that are coming out this weekend by A24, we have Warfare, which I've seen a lot of advertisement for, talking about how it's apparently really good depictions of warfare. Drop by Blumhouse, The Amateur by 20th Century Studios, The King of Kings by Angel Studios, The Teacher by Watermelon Pictures, and Sacramento by Vertical Entertainment. I only know of 2 of those movies. I'm sure there are other movies too, but those are like the main movies that are coming out this weekend.
Yeah. Warfare, I think they already came out. I think that's this weekend we're in. Warfare, I don't know. I'm sure it's like,
Or I guess it came out today. Like technically it came out today, right?
it looks like the pieces are there for a good movie, but it feels like I mean, it's unfair to predict it without seeing it because I will see it eventually. But like, I get the feeling that it's going to be one of those movies where like the action's really good and all that, but like the story's like pretty generic.
Yeah.
But also Alex Garland recently, like I used to be a huge Alex Garland guy, literally just because of Ex Machina, and I also like Sunshine to a lesser extent. But like those alone, like got me on board. But like movie after movie that he comes out with, I don't know. I'm not sure he really has it in him these days, to be honest. Like, just think the quality has not been there
I like
for
Civil
almost
War.
a decade. Civil War is probably the best movie he's had in a while. You know what? I haven't seen, what's that movie, Men? I think that was
didn't
pretty
see
recent.
that.
I haven't seen that yet, so I have to watch that. But
The trailers for it looked interesting, and then I never
Yeah.
followed up and watched it.
so it might not be fair to say this, but I felt like the quality hasn't been there in like 10 years,
Wow.
with him. And Civil War is better. It's an improvement, but I still felt like it wasn't like it didn't have the unique voice that like Ex Machina and Sunshine had. I felt I liked some of the things they were trying to set, like tackle, and I liked some of the characters and but I think ever since he's leaned into more directing, I think he's kind of it hasn't been the same. I don't know, but who knows? I'll see Warfare. I'll watch Men, and we'll see what happens. The Amateur, I think that looks like flop, but it's not a bad thing. And Lawrence Fishburne's in it, so I'll probably watch it.
Warfare, I probably would see. Other than that, I kind of don't give a shit about anything that's coming out.
What about the
Yeah, I agree.
Minecraft movie?
No,
Fuck you.
It's a massive success. Record-breaking
we're waiting
opening weekend.
for.
I'm not going to a theater so I can be fucking burned alive when someone screams chicken jockey.
Yeah, that's something that I personally like. Everybody's talking about how movie theaters or movies are like dead or whatever, and people need to come back. Yeah, sure, it might be a good experience if you're 10, but I honestly like. I feel like I'm 27. I've had tenure. Okay, I'm allowed to say it. I hate these goddamn kids in public.
Yeah.
It's like, who's raising you, dude? I fucking went to a movie. This is like 2 years ago, but still, like I'm on a date with this goth chick, right? And she can barely hear out of one ear. That's her one flaw. And so we're sitting there, and like these fucking, like they had to be like 15. There was like 4 of them that would like they went to the very first row, like idiots. I've done it once. It's not fun. Your neck hurts. But anyway, so, and then the other like 5 split off and they go to the back row where like we're sitting and we're like 5 seats away or whatever. They're kind of being loud and it's like, all right, whatever. But they fucking start Snapchatting and FaceTiming each other. Dude, it was like a terrible experience. And like, that was just, and I don't even remember the movie, but it was not even like, it wasn't even like it was just like a movie. Like it was like this chick got like haunted by a ghost or some shit. And so it wasn't even like the target audience. And like, yeah, it's kind of annoying when like people are like, the people that like bring a garbage bag full of popcorn to just start like throwing popcorn around when they hear,
Yeah, I saw that
you
one
know,
too.
Jack Black say chicken jockey or whatever. That is annoying, and I wish that there would be none of that. So, you know,
Well,
I'll probably end up
couple
seeing it.
movies. I've had a couple movies in like the past year that the atmosphere has kind of been ruined by
Yeah.
a younger audience. One of them was Nosferatu.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk about that movie someday. I hope so.
What was the
Um,
meme?
There was no meme, but
I think it's just awkward.
like these 12-year-olds came in. They had to be
Yeah.
12, 13, 14 even. But they came in and sat behind me, and I didn't really think of anything of it. Until like anything like vaguely sexual would happen on screen,
Yeah.
or just something like yeah. like a little adult, and these
They're
kids would just fucking like they would do like the weird laugh, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Why are you here?" And
Why are you here?
like I remember walking out of the theater, and like I'll say this much at least. I don't want to talk about movies that I hope we get a chance to do podcasts about too much, but I enjoyed it, and I was with
Yeah.
my girlfriend, and she enjoyed it, and we were talking about that, and like I hear all these kids go, "That was the dumbest movie I've ever seen." Which like you're entitled to your opinion, but you didn't shut the fuck up the entire time.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know.
I mean-
like I don't know. Like we were never like that. I don't think.
No.
Yes, we were. Yes,
I
we were.
mean,
I feel like we
I
were
remember-
to an
So
extent
here's
like
the thing.
before the movie started,
here's
we
the
were
thing.
fine.
And,
Here's the thing.
like,
Here's the
one
thing.
of our friends would snore a lot, but like past that,
No,
I
here's
can't
the
help
thing.
it.
Me and Christian always loved movies, and I
we would
think
go to the movies all the time.
we knew because I think maybe it's because we grew up. I don't know, but I always felt like I was aware of like the etiquette. You know,
Yeah,
Jim,
in groups.
you're a
in group
fucking
movies.
liar.
Oh
Jimmy,
my
you
god!
are a
Okay, this
fucking
guy.
liar.
This
You're
guy.
a
Okay,
fucking
so
liar.
I literally
Because we went.
Oh
Shut up!
my
Shut up!
God.
Let me talk. Shut up! It's my turn. It's my turn. We went to see fucking Baby Driver,
Oh my god.
and luckily it was the second time I saw it
Oh my
because
God.
you would not shut the fuck up, bro. You thought I paid that ticket to fucking hear you talk about the movie for 2 hours. I went to see Edgar Wright, bro. I went to see fucking John Bernthal, bro. John Hamm, bro. I didn't go to that theater to hear you go like, Baby Driver.
Do you remember?
was-
I won't name names, but this is a good one. We used to bring a friend to the movies all the time, and he would fall asleep
Yeah,
every
that was
time
bad.
to the movies,
So bad.
and he would just snore so loud. Like I remember, I
Yeah.
think he took him to see the Blair Witch.
And Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight was the other one he fell asleep in.
Yeah, that one I understand at least. I mean, it's like long, but like
So it turns
He,
out
he fell asleep in the first 20 minutes.
and then we went.
Sad.
We saw Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice with another one of our friends, and I remember like his alarm went off, and he was like he had a hard time reaching his phone, like he was fumbling.
Oh
It's just,
my gosh. I don't remember that.
man, it may or may not have been Tyrone.
Oh wow. Oh,
So
that's bad.
He's doxxed, but
Yeah.
I when I saw Logan, I had a guy who I didn't know join us to see it, but he was like a mutual friend. Like one of our friends was friends with him, and I should have known within like the first 5 minutes during the trailers he was going to be a problem because he kept like doing bits like over the he would it was like
Oh,
it was like
no.
he was the center of the improv show and he would take whatever the trailer was doing and he'd like start an improv bit and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And I'm like, okay, it's just the trailers, it'll be fine. And then he started to kind of do it in the movie and I'm like, I kind of want to say something. And it's Logan and it was like the opening day. I was like, I'm dying to see the movie. And then-
that's what's killed opening days for me.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart dies in the movie, and the guy fucking laughed, bro. And I
God.
fucking almost, literally, I almost fucking assaulted the guy over fucking Patrick Stewart's fictional character dying. I
I mean,
was so mad.
I've had people like yell things sometimes at trailers, and it fucking lands, and it actually is really funny. But then they shut the fuck up, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
the trailers
Yeah.
is one. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But like the movie, once the movie starts, it fucking
yeah, I'm
starts.
not. I paid my ticket to. I don't know. Maybe I'm just grumpy, but
I
like I
feel like
felt
the
like those
most
kids were
appropriate was
way too old for that shit.
like the Marvel movies when they were like doing that shit. They would like, but it was like participating in like a non lame way. I don't know how to describe
I
it.
don't
Like it
know.
wasn't just
Even
like
that
somebody
was
being obnoxious. Like they were
Like
like
if
at
it's a
least they
kids
cared
movie, like
enough
I don't
about
give
the
a
movie.
shit. When
even
it com-
that is cringe to me. Honestly, even the Marvel stuff that got cringe. I
It
mean,
was
dude,
cringe, but when we were
I
watching it,
got
it
it.
was like okay.
But like at the same time, like we're watching a movie, bro. Like this is, I don't understand.
like if it's
I
a
don't know.
little
People
kid
make
movie, like
about
it's
themselves.
geared
I
towards
don't
like
like it.
8-year-olds, like and they're talking. That
Yeah, that's
doesn't bother me.
yeah,
This
yeah.
Minecraft shit is like out of hand.
Yeah.
I don't know. See,
It's
my
like
that
it's
it
like
doesn't bother
adults.
me because it's Minecraft. Well, yeah, I guess it's like teenagers, but like, yeah. I mean, I think part of it is you have to be careful what theater you go to, when you go, stuff like that. Like, I honestly, I haven't had a bad experience in a theater in years now. I think.
That's good.
Those two recent ones were probably like they're outliers. I wouldn't say it's like every time I go to the theater.
Yeah, no, I almost never do. Part of it is because people don't go as much, which is like a gift and a curse. The gift is the people that are going are like movie people, like they want to see the movie. The curse is, they don't, the theaters aren't doing as well, and more of them will close, stuff like that, which
Yeah,
sucks.
like I think our workaround when we go to the movies is we go to a local place,
Yeah,
like an
yeah,
independent movie
really,
theater.
that
And
is
it's
like the
usually us and old people, like
Yeah.
and that
it's either
works.
that or going to a chain like a matinee, because otherwise you're gonna get like it's a wild card. You might get
I
like
gone or
the
Friday
kid.
nights movies for me.
Yeah, Friday's done. You have to go either Thursday like late or
But not an
like
opening night Thursday.
no, you can do an opening, but you have to go late,
Yeah.
because kids have school the next day. you
Um,
know, I
the
have work,
one
but like I'll be fine.
the
I'm
one
an
I
adult.
fucked up on was I saw The Brutalist and it started at like 10:30 at night.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That was that was rough. I shouldn't have done that. But I would have been shocked
Yeah,
if there were kids in The Brutalist.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's also the movie you see. Like a lot of that stuff, I don't even go to the theater for anymore. Usually, what I'm seeing is like there's not going to be kids in there for the most part.
Hopefully. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's all I got.
That's our little
That's
thing
gonna
on the
be
state of
our.
theaters.
Yeah, it's gonna be our little 10-minute clip of the week.
What do you want to do now, Jim? You want to do what we saw?
Yeah, we could do that, and then send her home.
Okay. I guess I'll start. So, what did we do this last?
It's been.
We talked about Perfect Blue. I guess. Did we talk about that? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So that means I'm on. Okay. So I watched two movies I've seen before I really like, and I want to give them a shout out again. Beasts of No Nation, which is a Netflix movie that came out like 2015, I think. Has Idris Elba. It kind of fell through the cracks, I think, a little bit at the time. I think it's like one of the best movies ever, like of all time.
It is a good movie.
I think, yeah, I just really wish more people would watch it. I feel like because it's on Netflix also, that also hurts it because there's so much shit on Netflix. Shit comes and goes. Like, I don't know. The other thing's The Green Knight. Also really love that movie. I think that
Yeah,
also,
good movie.
and to a lesser extent, fell through the cracks. I think that's a little bit more remembered. And then I saw um, The Player with Tim Robbins. I don't know if you guys have seen that. That's
Yeah.
Robert Altman. Yeah, he's like a studio executive, and like he kind of murders a guy, and then like the whole thing is him like paranoid about like getting caught. And I just thought it was a lot of fun. It's
It's an
really,
interesting movie.
yeah, It's
It's on
very
HBO.
dark. Yeah. Oh, is it on HBO? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's on their TCM stuff.
Oh, okay. I forget where. I guess that's where I watched it actually, because I don't think I have it. But yeah, I thought that was really fun. And then I saw the right stuff. That's the John Glenn movie. That's like they follow all the astronauts that went up, and that was good. It's like 3 hours and 13 minutes, and it really didn't have to be. It should have been like 2 hours. It's like one of those movies that's like it's really goofy and like hokey and like it's not like this amazing like masterpiece of a movie, you know. But like at the same time, it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's okay. I would say it's worth a watch, especially if you like history. It's interesting to like see that time period, like because you don't hear a lot about John Glenn. You hear about the moon landing, you know. But yeah, I don't know. The writing was like pretty mid, but yeah. So that's what I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I'm not gonna lie. I just watched a lot of pro wrestling. I'm gonna say this here because if I said it in the pro wrestling group chat, I will be slain. But I watched AEW for the first time.
Sheesh.
That
means
seems like nothing to us, to you guys. Well, to Rob maybe, but yeah. So I watched an episode of AEW Dynamite before their pay per view because they were doing a pay per view here, and so yeah, hot take, not as bad as everybody thinks. I think I've been drinking a little bit too much of the Kool-Aid, so that might
Fair.
be an episode for the pod when they when they hear about this. But yeah, that's about it. What'd you watch?
Me? Is it my turn?
Yeah.
I recently rewatched a movie I had only seen in theaters. It's called American Animals.
Oh yeah, dude. I need to watch that.
I loved it when I watched it when it first came out. I thought it was so interesting. And not new concepts, but just done in a new way. And I recently rewatched it because I hadn't seen it since it was in theaters, and it really, really, really held up. I think it came out 2018. I also have been watching a little bit. Well, I've been mostly watching TV, honestly. Just trying to catch up on some other things. I've been watching the Daredevil show, which not the time and place for me to rant about comic books, but the second half so far is a lot better than the first. I watched one episode of a Paramount Plus show called Mobland.
Dude, I watched that. I watched an episode too. That's the Tom Hardy show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah.
it is interesting, and I'm definitely gonna watch another one.
I was.
Or not
bored.
Mobland. What the
Not
fuck is
gonna
it
lie.
called?
No, it's Mob. Isn't it Mobland?
Is it something
It's
like
something.
that, right?
Yeah, it's
It
the
is,
Tom Hardy
Mobland.
show.
It is Mobland. Yeah. Guy Pearce is in it, which I think is fucking awesome. Or not Guy Pearce,
He
Jesus.
is? No.
Pierce
Pierce
Brosnan.
Brosnan. I
Jesus.
was like Guy Pierce. What?
I'm thinking of Guy Ritchie and
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan. So far, I've only seen the one episode. I think I will watch more. It's been a while since like a TV show has caught my interest, but more to follow.
I mean,
think.
if we're talking about shows, I did watch Severance finally, and that was good.
It's going to be a long time before I ever watch Severance. It's
I'll
the same
say-
thing with you and The Sopranos.
Yeah. I'll say this: the season one set the bar really high. Season two met expectations, which is good. Like it didn't exceed them, but it met them.
Yeah.
And so it was good. Yeah. I did watch one other show that I didn't like, and I stopped watching it. What was it called? Was it Paradise? It's the Sterling K. Brown show, and he's like
okay.
the hook is, the first episode. He's like the Secret Service agent or whatever. He's the head, and the president dies, and like he had a fight with the president the night before, so like he's low key a suspect. But then like It's kind of like hilarious. They pull out like after this like drama of like the president is dead and all that. They pull out and he's in this like it's like a Truman Show like dome. It's like for like nuclear bombs. Like they moved all these people into this dome to
That
like
sounds
this.
tremendously stupid.
It honestly, when that happened, I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like,
Oh,
"Okay, I gotta watch this again." I watched the
um,
next episode, and then I got really bored, and I said, "This show sucks."
another show that I enjoy. I don't know if anyone else would if it would be their cup of tea, but I watched the last season of Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, I have heard that's good. I haven't watched it.
It's funny. I mean, like
Yeah,
it's not the funniest show ever, but it is entertaining.
yeah. I mean, I think Danny McBride's a good writer. I think he's funny.
He's stupid funny, but in a good
Yeah,
way.
yeah, I agree.
Some people who do similar types of humor don't do it as well. Is my thing.
Yeah,
Also, it's just like if you like Walton Goggins, I think it's a good show.
yeah, yeah. I've
John
been meaning
Goodman
to
also
watch
is
it.
fucking hilarious. Adam Devine, I think his name is from the Comedy Central
Workaholics.
show. Yeah, Workaholics,
Yeah,
which I like that show too. But it's good. It's not a bad show. It was good enough for me to keep watching it throughout the
yeah,
seasons. I think we're supposed to get another season soon, so I hope that's true. Other than that, it's been kind of a weird month for me in movies, but I've been watching a lot of TV.
yeah.
Oh shit, one more, last one. I watched Ran, the like 80s Kurosawa film.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've
I
been
think
meaning to watch that too.
I loved it. I don't want to talk
Everything I've
about it too much.
seen from it looks great, but I need to watch it.
It's weird seeing a Kurosawa film in color, but
Yeah,
you get over it because it does look good. Hopefully, Jimmy, you'll get an introduction to him at some point during this podcast.
We probably will.
I'm sorry. I have one more I want to talk about real quick because I just remembered it. Have you guys ever seen The Rookie
Yes.
with Dennis Quaid?
I've
Yes.
seen the TikTok clips.
It's not a great movie, but like
It's
I love
alright.
that movie, man. It is. You know what? It's not a great movie, but it's a great movie, man. It's so fun.
Yeah, no, we all have
It's
those.
so fun. He's this 40-year-old man who's just like, oh, you know what? I can throw like 100 miles per hour. But unlike Rookie of the Year, it's like so deadly serious about it. It's like he's like questioning like, what am I going to do about my family? Like it's like so serious. Like yeah, I love it. I think it's so earnest in like the best way possible. It's not great, but it's like it is so fun to watch for me. So yeah, I did see that too. Yeah, that's all I've seen.
All right.
That was quite a can of worms.
Yeah. Really uncorked that can. So, yeah, any final words before we send her home?
No.
Nope.
All right, cool. Now that you made it all the way to the end of the pod, obviously that means you've enjoyed it enough to stick around. So that means that you should,
Or you're asleep. That's a possibility. We just have to
or you
face
could
it.
be dead. You could have a heart attack, and
Oh, that's so
our
true.
stupid voices are the last thing that you will ever hear.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
for any first responders, for those of you who are listening, falling asleep at the
Thank
wheel,
you for your service.
Watch
give us a like and a
Akira-
follow.
Yeah. Like and follow the channel. Watch the other podcasts, maybe like pro wrestling. We're coming out with a new podcast dropping soon called The Yap, where we just talk about various subjects of all. We go into politics, we get into racism, we get into cucking.
What?
Okay? We go there, okay?
I will not be joining.
You will not.
Said
It's
what?
okay. It is called The Yap, so make sure to stay tuned in for that. Hit the link tree in the post below to go to all of the other various mediums that we're on. Positive comments are always appreciated, but if you have to leave a negative one, Robbie has a tiny nose that he's very sensitive about.
That's not true. My
I thought
nose
he
is
was
pretty
sensitive about
big.
his mustache.
Yeah.
No, that's not true either. I'm very sensitive about my earlobes. You guys know that. I have big earlobes.
Look, I'm not here to pick out.
Everybody
Open
knows that. Everyone knows that about me. I have big earlobes. I'm not afraid to admit it.
There you go.
I guess I just don't see earlobes.